occasion today for two reasons. Number one, we're going to endorse Paul Wellstone. Number two, I have never worn a tie at a convention. I would only do that for Paul. That's how much I care about him. That's how much you care about him. That's how much Minnesotans will care about him. On the floor today, two things to talk about, and one way to talk about things. Everybody here is a Democrat. We all like each other. Berg people are nice people. Nichols people are nice people. Be nice to them. Mr. Nichols has said he'll get out of this. He won't run in the primary if we endorse in 5 ballots or less. Talk that up. Nobody can beat Boschwitz if we get into a party fight. Talk to your Berg people. Talk to your uncommitted people. Tell them to endorse no later than the 5th ballot. It will take Paul to victory in November.
I'm interviewing you both.
Carry buttons with you. There's lots of buttons. If you convert people, anoint them with a Wellstone button. We all know we're together. Okay, now it's my real pleasure to introduce one of the truly classed ladies of the Democratic Farmer Labor Party. Truly classed. She's going to nominate Paul on the floor today. She's not only one of the best political people around, but she is a wonderful human being, as are all of you. So it is with that I will shut up and introduce B. Underwood from Minneapolis.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you very much. You look great down there. And it's good to see Wellstone everywhere I look. Now we need to spread this out a little more. But I do have the pleasure of introducing to you two dear friends. And we'll say Paul, but Paul also has Sheila. And Sheila has kept those home fronts burning while Paul has been devoting his time to all of us. Now today is one of the things that I have been asking for. Paul Wellstone.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everybody. Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. You make me feel like a giant, a little giant. I want to first of all introduce my wife Sheila. I've said to some of you before, I feel like I know coalition politics. It's been an important part of my life. I'm the son of Jewish immigrants from Russia. My wife Sheila is the daughter of Southern Baptist coal miners, Kentucky. 27 years, 3 children, that's a coalition. People are so disengaged. We must move beyond the politics that doesn't speak honestly to issues. We must move beyond the politics where it's all the big PAC dollars and wage earners are alienated and don't vote. We must move beyond the politics where it's all slick TV ads and no real grassroots community organizing. And we must move beyond the politics where the Democratic Party is in retreat. There'll be no retreat in the Senate race. If to be for health care means that I'm a liberal, I'm a liberal. If for child care is to be a liberal, I'm a liberal. If to to be an environmentalist is a liberal, I'm a liberal. If to be for choice makes me a liberal, I'm a liberal. If to stand with working people makes me a liberal, I'm a liberal. If to support family farmers and rural people makes me a liberal, I'm a liberal. If the call for a new world and the making and reducing the military budget and investing that money in people makes me a liberal, I'm a liberal. And you know what else? That makes me represent the heart and soul of our party. That's where the mainstream of Minnesotans are, and we're going to win on the basis of this policy.
You don't have any support here, you know that,
Tom, let me thank each and every one of you for being here. Our campaign is founded on people. We're going to win the endorsement today. They said we couldn't raise the money. We did. They said we wouldn't be able to bring in a broad spectrum and coalition of people. We've done that. They said we couldn't win this endorsement. We're going to win the endorsement today. But we're not going to stop there. We're not going to stop there. We've been taken for granted once. If anybody should take us for granted, we will win a primary decisively if that's what we have to do. And I'll tell you something else. I'll tell you something else. I promise you all, because you all are my friends and my loved ones, this is going to be a fighting campaign, progressive and populist, grassroots. It's going to be rooted in the participation of people in every county, every city, every town, every district. It's going to be a campaign that's going to restore people's faith in politics. And come November of 1990, we're going to win the whole race, and it's going to be a great victory. Let me just say one other thing. I ask you, let's go out there and work very hard on the floor. We know what that's about. Please organize. Please be strong. Please do everything you can so that we not only win this in the first 5 ballots, we will do that, but we win it with a party that feels good and is unified. It means everything to me to have your support. People like you keep people like me going on, and I hope people like me keep people like you going on. Thank you so much. I love you very much. It's friendship. It's a belief in issues. It's a belief in a different future. I'm so sure when I look out here that we can do it all. Thank you very much. Delegates, I'm just saying to uncommitted that I have worked on a broad range of issues, both rural and urban, and that the only kind of campaign that can win is one that people can believe in, that will excite people about politics again. There are you're liberals who aren't already. I've never heard one issue that I'm supposedly too liberal on. I keep asking. I say what I believe. I'm always outspoken on issues and I act on what I believe. And I think people are really yearn for that kind of politics. I think it's a winning politics.
What's your prediction? Is this going to go to the primary?
It'll be a hell of a day. But,
P9er from Washington, Minnesota.
Thank you for being here. It means a lot. Okay, where are we going?
Why don't you head to our room?
All right.
your day, eat 'em up, boy.
Hey, man. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, which one? Which one? Okay. Have you all met yet? Hi.
Nice to meet you. Good work.
Where are they?
There, my parents are bringing them up.
Oh, I did good, boy.
Thanks. Well, he's trying to see if we need to hear him. Thank you. It makes me feel good. Jeff.
Good luck today. Okay,
I appreciate it. Thank you. What about that? Your buttons and thank you. Thank you. Are you going to support me? Yeah. I appreciate it. I have a. My name is Paul Wellstone. Rudy Boschwitz and I have the same Jewish immigrant background. My father, an immigrant from the Soviet Union. But we've reached very different conclusions about the world that we live in. We must respond to Gorbachev. No further MX, no further stealth, comprehensive test ban treaty, economic conversion, deep reductions in nuclear arms, deep reduction in conventional arms. The real national security of our country is reducing the military budget and investing in our people, our communities, and our economy. That'll be a central issue in our campaign this year in November of 1990 when we win this race. I am very respectful of people who don't agree with me. I always say what I believe. I never say different things in different places, and I want to express my conviction. There is a central difference between Rudy Boschwitz and Paul Wellstone on the most personal issue that any individual would ever have to make. Rudy Boschwitz believes that the state must make that decision, and I say I'll put my faith in a woman and a family to make that decision. I do not think it's up to the state or politicians to make that decision for people.
The question of abortion is one of the...
Even more importantly, we have to change the regressive Social Security income tax to payroll tax. When George Bush and Ronald Reagan say to you, no more taxes, they're lying. Exactly what they're doing. Taxes went up January 1st of this year. Payroll tax is the most progressive tax law I have proposed to take the cap off.
In 1935, we passed the Social Security program. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was our president. If not for Social Security, my parents, who never made much money, would have been poor. The changes that we need to make are as following. Daniel Patrick Moynihan is right. First of all, the Social Security Trust Fund should be not used for deficit reduction. And second of all, the Social Security tax has become the highest tax for 3 out of every 4 adult citizens in this country. We should cut the Social Security tax back from a flat 7.1% to 6.1% and make it fair, but we should take the lid off at $51,000 and have all people pay a flat tax on whatever they make. That's a fair way of supporting a program that's an important program for people.
The Social Security tax.
Did you hear the question? Would you repeat the question? I don't think people heard it.
I'm sorry, it was too short for you to hear. How will you spend the peace dividend? How will you spend the peace dividend?
Let me first of all start out with a part A to my answer. Rudy Boschwitz cannot respond to a Cold War that's ended. There is no longer any ideological and military confrontation. Rudy Boschwitz is the senator from McDonnell Douglas. He's the senator from Boeing. He's the senator from Northrop. He's the senator from the military contractors. The first thing that I want to do as the United States Senator is lead the fight for a peace dividend. It's going to be one of the major struggles, John, that's going to take place in the 1990s. It's not a foregone conclusion. Second of all, I believe that we must divide up the peace dividend into two areas. A, we must reduce the deficit, but not all of the peace dividend should go to reduction of deficit. B, we should devote that money for sure to health care and education. There will be no real national security for our country unless we invest in the skills and intellect and character of our children.
A portion of
Jim and Tom are right about assault rifles. When I go to Washington, D.C., and I serve in the United States Senate, I'm going to be an advocate for the Minnesota model, which has worked for almost 2 decades now. It's not overzealous regulation, but it strikes a nice balance between the concerns that people have for public safety, but also making sure that there are rifles and people can use those rifles for hunting and sportsmanship. I think our Minnesota model should be the model in Washington, D.C.
Short and to the point. I disagree.
The next question is, how do you think the DFL party should distinguish itself as different from the Republican Party, and what differences would you publicly emphasize? How do you think the DFL party should distinguish itself as different from the Republican Party, and which differences would you publicly emphasize?
And who's next?
I think the heart and soul of the Democratic Party distinguishes itself from the Republican Party. I think the Democratic Party represents the middle.
I am an advocate for children. I'm a Democrat. I support family farmers and rural people. I'm a Democrat. I stand with unions and working people. I'm a Democrat. I'm for health care. I'm an environmentalist. I'm a Democrat. I'm for child care. I'm a Democrat. I'm for human rights and civil rights. I'm a Democrat. I'm for reducing the military budget and investing that money in our communities and people. I'm a Democrat. I'm going to talk like a Democrat. We're going to take this campaign into every community, present people with a clear alternative. That's how we beat Boschwitz in November of 1990.
That's all the others.
So I'll say here.
Yeah.
I think they just have to
Yeah. This is B right here.
Okay, I'm going up on the demonstration stage. Can I get up on the stage? I think so. Yeah. They said to Jimmy, good, they better check on this. Are you sure? Can we go out?
Paul, I'm doing that, okay?
Can I go out?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But I can't say anything. Jeff. Thank you, everybody. I gotta go out and say hello. Thank you. Do we have a pom-pom? Say, Jeff, do we have a pom-pom? Thank you. Take up. Yeah, I can't say anything on the mic, though. Thanks. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Fun. Thanks, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Eric. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks, Diane. Thanks. How much time, John? A little bit less. Thanks, Annie. Thanks, Wallace. Thank you. Boy, that looks good. Let's pick it up. Pick it up! Let's go! Yeah! Thank you, Wes. Thank you.
I want to put in your time. Yeah, Dick.
Thank you very much. This is an exciting day for our family, our children. David and his wife Tammy, Marcia and Mark are here with us. We've raised our children in Minnesota, and we're very proud to be Minnesotans. Paul is here today seeking your support and seeking our party's endorsement to run against Rudy Boschwitz this summer and fall and to defeat him this November. It's time that Senate seat was returned to a person who represents the true politics and spirit of the state of Minnesota. A politics and spirit dedicated to making this a safer world for our children, working for those people who suffer social and economic injustice every day of their life, assuring women the right of choice, protecting our environment, working for those men and women who do not have adequate health care, and working for the men and women who grow our food and keep our main streets alive with their small businesses. Paul is dedicated to this politics and this spirit. I have been with Paul for 29 years. I know the depth of his commitment. I know the politics he believes in, and I know that he lives that politics. And with your support, he can go to Washington in the United States Senate and work for that politics for all of us. With our love and with our support, I'd like to present to you my husband, Paul Wellstone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I love to campaign, and I'm not worried about Rudy Boschwitz's money. I'm not worried about all of his image makers. I'm not worried about all of his pollsters. We'll raise the necessary money to win, but we'll have much more. We'll have the people with us. We'll have the organization. We'll have the excitement and the commitment. We'll have the integrity. We'll have the issues. We'll have the conviction to fight for what people care about. I promise you today, a fighting, progressive, populist, grassroots campaign in the Hubert Humphrey, Harry Truman tradition, a campaign that will present people with a clear alternative to Rudy Boschwitz, a campaign that will be rooted in the participation of people in every county, every town, every city, and every district in our state, a campaign that will excite people and have people believing in politics, and a campaign that will light a prairie fire that will sweep Rudy Boschwitz and all his money and all his wealthy benefactors out of Washington like a pack of grasshoppers. We will win this election in November of 1990. We must win for health care. My mother, Minnie Wellstone, is 89 years old. She was a cafeteria worker all her life. She has Alzheimer's disease, now in a nursing home. All of my mother's resources will have to be depleted before she becomes eligible for assistance. There is no dignity to such a system. With your endorsement, I'll beat Boschwitz, and when I'm in the United States Senate, I'll be a leader for universal health care coverage. It's an idea whose time has come. We must provide people with humane and dignified and affordable health care. That's what politics is all about. One quarter of all the children in our country are poor. One half of all the children of color in our country are poor. Every day, 100,000 children are homeless. A society that abandons its children with inadequate health care and child care and education and nutrition is a society that's failed in its mission. We can do better than that. When I'm in the United States Senate, I'll be a voice for children, not my children, not your children, all the children. We need a new deal for the children in America. That's what politics is all about. This decade of the 1980s, has been a decade of plants closed, strikes defeated, unions busted, wages depressed, health care benefits taken away. This has been a decade of broken dreams and broken lives and broken families. When I'm in the United States Senate, I'll lead the fight for legislation banning employers from hiring permanent replacements during a strike. It's time to put the government back on the side of the people, not union-busting corporations. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Democrat. And we must win, DFLers, for the environment. We can no longer continue to poison our air and our land and our water. We must make peace with the planet Earth. Rudy Boschwitz is an electioneer environmentalist. The ad that he has on TV is a lie. He receives money from almost every polluter in our country. We've got to get him out of there, and we've got to replace him with a senator who's a real environmentalist. With your support, I'll beat Rudy Boschwitz, the senator from Exxon. I'll be the senator from now on. Boschwitz says we don't have the money for the environment, for health care, for child care, for education. But he's willing to spend $500 billion to bail out the savings and loans and $300 billion for the Pentagon. I say we won't have any real national security until we invest in our people, our communities, our economy. I say we'll have no real national security until we invest in the health and the character and the skills of our children. That's the real national security for our state and our country. I am pro-choice, and I stand with working people and unions. I am a passionate fighter for children and for family farmers and rural people. I want my son and my daughter-in-law to have a future as a family farmer and stewards of the land. I am a strong believer in businesses that make productive investment in our communities. I've struggled with and I've been inspired by the disabilities community. I support human rights and I support civil rights, and I'm against discrimination against any group of people. I'm a teacher. I'm an environmentalist. I'm the son of a Jewish immigrant from Russia. I'm a father, and I'm a husband, and I'm proud to be a Democratic farmer-laborite. I represent the heart and the soul of our party. I represent the very mainstream of what Minnesotans believe in. With the kind of campaign that we can wage, I know we can beat Rudy Boschwitz, but I need your strong endorsement today. If you believe in what I stand for, then this time, work for what you believe in and stand with me. We're going to win this election in November of 1990. We're going to beat Rudy Boschwitz. That's what we're going to do. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very, very much. Anything I can say? 2 minutes left. Yeah, let's go. Wellstone! 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 Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Was it good? Oh. All right, it was good, huh? All right, all right. Did my best. You gotta go? Where's the pom-pom? Let me have a... Paul? Let's go, you guys. Got a minute. Got a minute. Pom-pom. Say! Wellstone! 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 Thank you! A lot of people. Hey, Bob. All right. Good luck. Let's go, you guys. Thank you. Thanks, Dennis. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Won't be an easy struggle getting legislation, gaining employers and hiring permanent replacements. How was it? Great. Jim said under 5 ballots he would support the endorsed candidate. By God, support him now, okay? That was beautiful, wasn't it? Now we're going to get the people.
I like your fire, man. I love it.
A couple more people.
Great.
Yeah.
I have no idea where he is. I'll try to find him.
Okay, we had a good first vote. We got into that word. We support him.
John?
Seriously concerned. I've been real, always honest about uniting behind somebody. And I'm asking people to do that now. Okay, thanks. I don't want to sort of stop somebody's business.
John? They found him. They found him.
I want to hold him to that. I'm asking you to support him. I told our people that Tom did well to support him. Excuse me. I hope you will.
I respect you, Paul.
I know, but now we've done well, and I hope you'll switch. Because I can't. I mean, I'll tell you this. I can speak to anybody. It's just that I have a good lead over 10 points. I'll tell you something right now. If this thing drags on, the media will dismiss the whole thing. I can't remember this Boschwitz without him. Jerry. We worked so hard to me neither. I've been real straightforward. I've said to people, if Tom was ahead, then we can get behind him, but we're ahead. Okay, what do I do? Give me another vote. All right. Unless we keep going up. All right, fair enough. I'm with you. That's absolutely fair. Bless your heart. All right, that's good.
So far.
Hey, that was all right.
Here's somebody I think you should talk to.
Yeah.
The two coach choices, one for life in the pioneer. Please support me now. Doggone, we worked hard. I've supported other people. I've been there supporting other people.
Okay, I'm going.
I'm much taller and better looking.
I know that.
I mean, what are you waiting for? Good job.
On a roll.
Well, people who know me will support me. We're going to do it. What'd you say? People know me won't?
No.
Am I following this? Well, I'm not under fire ballots. We work hard. We got to lose. And we can't
See what happens after the
Okay, well,
next when there's some change. Oh yeah, now we have to Yeah, because I want to be here.
It should be. I mean, it should be the next one. How all this says.
Yeah, right.
First down. No, wait. You know, we got to sneak in.
Martha did see me. I don't know.
No, we'll take it down. Thanks. Good. Cars? Okay. First down vote? I think some people are going to shift too. People are going to go up.
All right.
Jim said that if it was under 5 ballots, he'd support the endorsed candidate. And we're going to push hard for that. I mean, you know, Jim and I have worked together on many issues. I think they'd be good feelings. I will. Hard for that. And we need, Jim said, 5 ballots, under 5 ballots to go in the endorsed candidate. Shift the thing. It's more than that.
Candidate workers with floor passes and no voting privileges.
We want Paul. 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 We're just getting started. 2 more, buddy. 2 more. 2 more. Yeah. We want endorsement. 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 We want endorsement.
I don't know.
We want endorsement. 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 We're gonna do what you got. We want endorsement. We want endorsement. Thanks. All right, ball. All right, ball. You got it. We got it now. I think we're on our way. We're on our way. Endorse. 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 Endorse.
We didn't get involved in any of those kinds of transactions or looking at all that. It was just fairly clear where things were going, so we released them to decide whatever they wanted to do.
Why didn't it happen for you? Do you have an idea why?
No, I don't. There's probably lots of reasons, but
Tom,
we didn't get
Tom-
enough votes is the basic reason.
Tom, if you had thrown your support, or if you had dropped out a ballot earlier, you would have precluded the possibility of Nichols getting into a primary because of what he said. Why did you wait 1 ballot more and then before you were eliminated
I didn't
anyway?
want to go and be part of any part of deals or arrangements. I wanted to hang in there for a long time to make sure that we got as much support as we can, and that's what I did.
But realistically, you basically forced a primary here in your own party.
I don't know.
again, I mean, you know, people came from all over the state. People came from farms, people came from factories, people came from small towns and from the city. And I really think that people came to endorse the candidate, and they did that, and they did it with a lot of grace. And you know, I feel like Tom and Jim were worthy opponents, and I have a lot of respect for them, and I hope we'll be very unified, and I think we will. You know, for all that I'm proud of trying to, you know, be a politician that's as always expresses my view and is always, you know, very honest and outspoken about what I believe in. I also really think it's important to bring people together, and I think this convention had a really good feel to it, and I think this campaign will have a really good feel to it. What I can't wait for is to have some real debates on issues. I would just say to you all that I just think politics is feeling.
Paul Wellstone.
I don't want you out there.
64 or 39.
Thank you very much. I want to, first of all, dedicate this convention and my campaign to my father, no longer alive. He passed away in 1983. I wish he was alive to see Gorbachev and the Soviet Union in Eastern Europe. He could never go back to visit his family, but I know he would be very proud of his son and very proud of my party that has endorsed me. I dedicate this to my father, to my friend, Mixon Niece, who took his life at a young age. It was so sad, but such a wonderful, wonderful human being. I dedicate this campaign to the men and the women who built a country with Social Security and decent wages and labor unions and more bread and justice. I dedicate it to the civil rights movement. I dedicate it to people who struggle in their communities for good politics, and most important of all, I dedicate it to you. Thank you so much for your endorsement. I would like to thank you for this convention. We came from farms and rural communities. We came from Duluth and the Range. We came from the metropolitan area, city and suburbs. We came supporting different candidates, but we came and we accomplished what we intended to do. We endorsed a candidate with tremendous good feeling, with tremendous unity. This was a positive campaign, and I thank two very worthy opponents, Tom Berg and Jim Nichols. I hope there'll be unity behind this campaign. I'm so pleased with what we've done. America's still not free because apartheid still exists. Berlin Wall has come toppling down in Germany. In my father's native country, the Soviet Union, Gorbachev in the first real elections in 70 years. Václav Havel in prison 1 year ago, now president of Czechoslovakia. If all that can happen in the world, we can beat Boschwitz in November of 1990. So many high schools. And at the beginning, I asked the students to take out a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen. And I say to the students, I'm going to mention the word politics to you, and you tell me what comes to mind. And almost always they write down words like superficial, fake, big money, promises that aren't kept, you name it. I want to tell you, so many people in our country are so disengaged from politics and so turned off and so disconnected from a politics that they think is phony. Václav Havel said when he was in Washington that the highest order of patriotism is to speak honestly to the problems that you have to face in your country. This is going to be an honest campaign. The people know that our economy is in decline, there's too much debt. They know we must protect the environment. They know we must restructure health care. They know there must be jobs at decent wages. People know there must be affordable child care. People know that when it comes to the most personal decision at all, and this is a huge difference between Rudy Boschwitz and Paul Wellstone, when it comes to the most personal decision of all, it's not up to the state, it's up to a woman and her family. I don't want the government involved in that decision. And people know that we now have an opportunity for a new world in the making. Gorbachev is on the high wire, no safety net beneath him. We should respond positively. There should be major arms agreements. I care about the domestic issues, but I want to go to the United States Senate to help shape a new world in the making for all the children, not only in our country, but throughout the world. I think that's what politics is about. What people don't know is Rudy Boschwitz's voting record. And this is not the rhetoric of a politician. His politics is based upon people not knowing what he's done in Washington. They don't know that he's voted against stricter pesticide regulation. They don't know that he's voted against an adequate minimum wage. They don't know that just as he runs ads on TV saying he's a great environmentalist, he tried to gut the clean air bill. They don't know that. People don't know that he voted against the transfer of funding for childhood immunization. They don't know that he has a zero voting record when it comes to votes to protect children. And they don't know that he's voted for B1, B2, MX, Star Wars, Midget Man, Nerve Gas, and all the rest. He's out of the mainstream. I have to say this to Rudy Boschwitz. Let's have some debates on issues. Don't run away from me. I'll beat you on the basis of those issues. We'll do it together. Thank you, everybody. Let's do it. Thank you. Thank you. And finally, I'm proud to be a Democratic farm and laborite. I think we've always been at our best when we've connected politics to people's lives. I think we have always been at our best when we've tapped into the hopes and idealism of people. And I think we've always been at our best when we've held high a dream of a better world and we fought to make that dream come true. It's going to be a different politics in the 1990s. How fitting it is that the state of Minnesota, that has voted so many wonderful people in office, a Nick Coleman in St. Paul, an Alpha Smaby, a Hubert Humphrey, and the Eugene McCarthy, and the list can go on and on, in the 1990s is going to lead the way by electing a progressive politics person, Paul Wellstone, Democratic all the way around. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We won the endorsement, but it doesn't stop there. This wasn't the end. This is just the beginning. I don't know whether I remember to do this or not, but there's staff positions for everybody in Washington. Thank you.
We're energized, we're ready to go, we're going to do it, we're going to beat him in November, and we're going to move to Washington.
That's it. Is that Jeff? Okay. Bill? We're done. Get some rest. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.